Okay, 187 points, down 9196 is where the index is at. Gurmeet Chadha of Complete Circle Consultants is joining us right now to take some questions. Gurmeet, thanks for joining in. What are you telling your clients now, given what has happened yesterday?
Prashant, I think if you recollect, our stance has been that fixed income continues to be ignored in markets like this, and I think it has been a great opportunity. Last 1 year, 2 year, 3 year returns. If you pick up a quality, funds, I think have delivered double-digit yields. If you see the yesterday's first phase of the package was more credit positive for the debt market. The 10-year is already below 6, as we speak. We also saw, the intent of the government to take on some credit risk. To me, that's a big positive. Backstopping some of the MSME loans, buying NBFC paper, enhancing the partial credit guarantee scheme. To me, our credit markets were frozen. We saw how the yields in NBFCs, HFCs inch up on very thin volumes, and that created a big, pressure on the overall financial stability. So I think that's heartening to see. My sense is, and you had Sanjeev Sanyal yesterday, and he clearly spoke about the intent to manage the yield curve. So so one part of the portfolio, which to my our view is deserves attention, is continue to be positive on fixed income space. The shorter end is more constructive because that's more liquidity driven than macro driven or inflation driven, unlike the long end of the yield curve. So continue to focus there. Keep looking at some opportunities. I think the second leg would be important in terms of deeper reforms. So one trouble spot has been financials. We would like to see if government can come up with the idea of a bad bank or do something about the NPAs, because the size of the problem is very big, Prashant. We're talking of more than 10, 11 lakh crores of NPAs, and this is likely to go up considering the stress. So anything done there, I think, will have a positive or a negative impact on financials. And going by yesterday, I think with government willing to take on some credit risk, to me, I'm beginning to get a little more constructive on financials.
I mean, include so what, HDFC, ICICI, Axis, the trio there, or I mean, some NBFCs as well.
So, Prashant, we've divided it into two parts. One where the impact has been more moderate. You clearly pointed out the names. Even Kotak, for example, yesterday, if you see the results, I think the NIMs were best ever. I mean, it's the highest in the industry. Their CASA ratio has hit 56%. If you consider the loan book, that's about 2.2 lakh crores. All the subsidiaries, doing well. The life insurance now, the embedded value is about a little less than 8,500 crores. The AMC business, continues to do very well. I think Kotak would be in top 3, 4. The way they have managed things better related to other AMCs. The security business, they have about 9-10% market share. So I'm thinking if you add everything, if you look at and you have a great person who's in charge, I think that's another good private bank to look at. So I think the private banks would be first to look at. Corporate banks, though, give you 0.4, 0.5 book value. And the valuations are clearly very, very attractive. But as I said, the key trigger for there would be the NPA resolutions and deeper reforms. A bad bank, what they do with the restructuring of the loans, I think that would be more critical. NBFCs, I think with some lag, I think you will see the differentiation coming in. I always think Bajaj Finance is a consumption stock in financials. So once things emerge better, once they navigate this crisis, I think the franchise will emerge even stronger.
Gurmeet, hi, good morning. In fact, that was my next question. A stock like Bajaj Finance has halved in less than 3 months. I mean, just look at where the stock is currently. It's barely at 2,200, and less than 3 months back it was at 5,000. You think a lot of the bad news is already in the price, and if there is this liquidity injection for NBFCs, the larger ones will definitely wade through. Is this a good time to be buying names like Bajaj Finance?
Yes, I have a constructive view on it. I think to a large extent, I think the bad news is in the price. But mind you, it's still around 3 times book value. So if you do the liability side breakup, you will get a little more comfort. Their CPs are around 2,000 crores. They have cash about 15,000 crores. If you see their deposit, the average tenure is a little upwards of 3 years. Again, the percentage of retail deposits is a little more over 70%. they have been able to access the market even in these trying times. Their access to market is easy. They can roll over. So that gives you a lot of comfort. So once the low ticket discretionary spend picks up, my sense is you will see more relaxation. There is a lot of pent up demands for electronics, for a lot of other low ticket discretionary spends. I think it will pick up, but it has to be a little more longer haul. The risk reward is attractive, but you should be prepared to buy if you see more dips coming your way.
Okay, I think the street is also penciling in some more rise in delinquencies before things pick up, because despite the stimulus measures being announced, today the only pocket that's looking up is FMCG. So, names like Nestle, Britannia, HUL all doing well today. In this pocket, despite valuations being frothy, do you think that there's still some more to go on the upside? Although the lockdown has eased, people's spending preferences have changed. Now it's moved more towards staples. So names like Nestle have done exceptionally well in terms of earnings. What are your thoughts here, and what would your top picks be?
See, FMCG, you have to be very selective on the overall product portfolio. Not all segments are doing well. We saw Godrej Consumer, even struggling with their value segment, including hair color and soap segment. So I think the distribution reach becomes very important. I come from a distribution background with 3 decades of FMCG distribution. What a lot of good guys are doing is working very hard on their reach. So look at something like a Dabur, very diversified portfolio. You have, supplements, you have hair care, you have personal care, so it's a very, there is the juice segment. The Real Juice is amongst the top 3 brands in terms of turnover. So you have to look at the portfolio more closely. Anybody which has a higher share on, cosmetics, skin care, hair oil, I think that's where the impact has been quite big. On soap and disinfectants, on processed foods, on OTC supplements, the going has been relatively better. And I think things are becoming better in terms of reach as we, every passing day. So our preferred choices there is Varun Beverages. I think they have done even well in Q3 when it was a seasonally weak quarter. Very good product mix in terms of both juices and carbonated drinks. Dabur looks pretty attractive. Even Britannia, I think, despite the run up, 80-85% is biscuits. The other 12-13% is your rusk, cakes, and milk products. So the product portfolio there looks far better to take on these challenging times. So Britannia, Dabur, and Varun Beverages for us in the FMCG.
Okay, thanks for giving us those actionable ideas, Gurmeet. Always a pleasure speaking with you. You stay home and stay safe. We'll touch base with you once again later. By the way, NBFCs are slipping now. Some of the juice is coming off. So L&T Finance down about 2.5%. Couple of others as well trading lower. Cholamandalam is down almost 4.5%. There are many more announcements left through the course of the week. So let's see what the finance minister gives out in terms of details. Let's take a quick break on that note. We would like to inform our viewers that Money Control Pro has reached a new milestone by exceeding 2 lakh active subscribers at the moment. Get ideas for profits, actionable insights, impactful analysis and more at 1 rupee per day. Also avail exclusive benefits worth 20,000 rupees. Subscribe now. Use the coupon code PRO365. The offer is valid till today. Hurry and subscribe now.
Okay, welcome back. So 180 lower, 9,203. We can sort of go deeper into stocks and we'll do that in just a bit. But you heard from Bernstein on their view, house view on what has been announced in terms of the package yesterday. It's part 1. There'll be a press conference today later, and of course there'll be one tomorrow as well. But what are the other sort of top brokerage houses viewing what has been announced, and what do they want over the next couple of days? Sonia, I believe you've got more.
Yes, in fact, I've just put together the top 4 brokerage views that have come in post the stimulus measures. Credit Suisse first up, they say that the biggest positive is this 3 lakh crore guaranteed loans that has come in for MSMEs. That will largely ensure that the NPAs of the SME segment will be pushed forward at least by 12 months. So that's the big positive that has come in. The key beneficiaries include PSU banks, NBFCs like Shriram City, AB Capital, IIFL, etc. The key beneficiaries also include some of these private sector banks like HDFC Bank and Axis Bank. However, the big question is, will this additional borrowing drive a rating downgrade? That's the question that Credit Suisse is asking. Some of the other brokerages have been a bit disappointed with the announcements. JP Morgan says that the direct cash flow from the announcements is minimal at just about 0.1% of GDP. The focus is more on providing credit guarantees that are contingent liabilities for the government. The first installment focuses on credit guarantees to small businesses. So the cornerstone of the announcement is the 3 lakh crore credit guarantee schemes. But, what we need to know now is how these processes are taken forward and how small starved businesses eventually get the liquidity in.